They will fear the wild.
Alright, what is up? What is going on, guys? It's your boy Chumbles, and I'm back, and this time we are doing the Nidalee mid guide here for you guys. So I'm just going to quickly go over some stuff. First is going to be the trap placement in lane level 1. So you're going to put your traps right here. Basically forces the lane to be thinner and makes it easier to throw your spears at people because they're kind of forced to just play within a certain boxed area unless they want to step on the traps. Which, if they do, with AP, these actually do an okay-ish amount of damage. Not a lot, but definitely better than nothing, and there's always a threat of being jumped on. So, after that, let's talk about the items. Your build is going to be Night Harvester into Horizon Focus, into the Rabadons. Between these two items, or on your early back, you are going to grab the Dark Seal here and usually sit on it for a while unless you are getting really fed. Then you can finish Magi's before Horizon or Rabadons. So that's kind of the in-between of kind of decision making that you're going to have to make within your game. Obviously I can't tell you what's going to happen in your games, so that's just kind of what's going to come with practice when playing Nidalee mid here. After that, you're going to go into the Void Staff, and again, somewhere between, you're going to grab boots. Just use your common logic and common sense. Like, you know, you can grab boots after Night Harvester or after Horizon if you're not really leaving lane, that kind of stuff, or if you don't need to dodge skill shots. And that's basically it for the builds there. And for the runes, we have Dark Harvest, Taste of Blood, Eyeball, and Ravenous, which could be switched for Relentless Hunter if you feel like you're in a position or in a lane that's super easy to push in and just roam around. Other than that, though, then you're going to grab the Ravenous. And for your secondary, you're always going to grab Absolute Focus plus Gathering because it'll give you the most AP possible. And within the lane here, like I mentioned, you are going to place your traps. So you have your traps here, level 1. Your early game strategy is mostly just to farm. You're not going to be playing to usually kill people, but if you do land an early spear like level 2, your level 2 is actually one of the strongest in the game because you first of all hit them with spear, and after that you can cougar form change in W and then Q, and that is a lot of damage. Like, it's actually quite a bit of damage, and usually if you can't kill them, you're getting a Dark Harvest stack, which is definitely worth all of the effort that you put into it, because if you get these things stacked up, you will literally one-shot people with 3 items, and it's pretty nuts, which is why I like the Horizon Focus now with the new buffs to it. And after that, your leveling is going to be obviously Q max into E, W, and then R whenever possible. People always ask me, what does the R evolve actually even do? And you can see it here. It actually enhances your cougar abilities. So every time you put a point into your ultimate, it upgrades all of your cougar abilities, which is why it's so important to take. And if you mess up, it can actually leave you with a lot of damage missing off the board. As you can see here, takedown damage from 5 to 30, 1% to 2.5%, 60 to 110. It's a lot of damage here. So now let's get into the tier list. Alright, and now for the tier list, I'm obviously not going to go through all of these champions, but I will cover the basics of why they're kind of in each section. So for S tier, we have the 2 that I think are the worst to play against, which is the Fizz and Galio. Fizz is super easy to get onto you, even before level 6, which means you can't actually even buy like a stopwatch or anything like that to save yourself early game. So Fizz is actually quite annoying, and Galio is just pretty much broken, has built-in MR resistances for literally no reason, and is an AP bruiser tank that basically just destroys you because he can disrupt you in multiple ways. When you try and go in, he can hit you with his E or his W for the stun or slash knock up. For the A section, Malzahar and Anivia, both very farm-centric champions that aim to play to the late game, which means it's actually pretty hard to actually get onto them and kill them. Anivia's egg plus Malzahar has the spell shield, which gets rid of your spear. So if you throw your spear, you actually don't get anything off hitting him with it, which really sucks and can leave you in a vulnerable spot if you're trying to get in his face and use spear to hit him and do your cougar damage. For the B section is the level 6 threats, basically. High level 6 threats with like Akali, Zed, Echo, Annie. All these champions have very high potential just killing you at level 6 if they can get into range, which is why they're in B. But they can also be beaten if you just play the lane properly. Same with C tier. More or less, C is starting to become a skill matchup. So the more practice you have playing Nidalee mid, the better you'll get at beating these champions. They're not necessarily hard to beat, but they can definitely beat you because they are more meta than Nidalee mid is. So they do have that little bit of an upper hand. But again, with experience and with playtime, you're going to know how to beat these champions. D tier, pretty easy to beat. If you get onto them, they're pretty much dead. Especially early game, they don't have all the crazy healing and all that kind of stuff to sustain through. E tier, pretty much the weaker mages at the moment, in my opinion. You could make a case where like TF is being played a lot in LCS, that kind of stuff, but the thing is, you're playing solo queue, you're not playing in the LCS. There's not going to be as much coordination, plus TF players are not always going to respect Nidalee, right? So if you do hit them with a trap or you hit him with a spear, he's a weak champion, and if you just go in and he presses his stun, if he doesn't press a stun while you're mid-air and you get on top of him, your Cougar Q damage will go through and he'll basically take a huge chunk of damage, and you can stick onto him and kill him down because you'll have more sustained damage than he will. And other than that, the F tier, usually champions I haven't seen a lot, or they're easy to play against, such as Xerath. Vladimir's pretty easy. He's an annoying champion, but pretty easy to actually play against. Same with Swain. Swain's actually very squishy. He's people think Swain is a tanky AP bruiser kind of champion, but that's not really the case right now. So if you actually do hit Swain with a spear, he's pretty much just dead. Especially because his E pulls people towards him, I believe, unless they changed it again. And I'm just seeing on this list, nobody else really too meta. Haven't seen Cassidy in a while. Zoe could be annoying, but Zoe, again, is another champion where she's kind of playing the same game you are. So it's more or less skill, and if you do hit her with a spear, she's pretty much just dead because she's a squishy, huge long-range mage. So yeah, she'll just end up dying. Fiddlesticks and Azul, haven't really seen them in a while, so nothing to really worry about with them. And that is the Nidalee mid tier list. So definitely try and ban Fizz/Galio, or if you find another matchup that's really hard and the champion's being played a lot, then go ahead and ban that. And hopefully this was helpful. And now we will move into the next part. Alright, and for the last part of this guide, hopefully this is going to be short and sweet for you guys, so, is actually the skins. This is actually kind of important-ish. Some skins feel better in my opinion, and the ones that I personally feel are the best, first of all, is obviously just regular Nidalee. You can't go wrong with the regular skin. After that, Cosmic Huntress actually does feel the best in my opinion. And then Dawnbringer and Super Galaxy are both tied. After that, for mid lane specifically, for throwing a lot of spears, Headhunter is pretty good because the spear is actually harder to see. I'm not sure if it's allowed in pro play because of that. And then Bewitching and Warring Kingdoms are my other two favorites to use. And then Challengers, pretty nice as well. And for the last kind of little batch is going to be the old skins with Pharaoh, Maid, Leopard, and Snow Bunny, all kind of in the same-ish realm. French Maid is a little better in my opinion, or these two are a little better than these two, just because of the spear feels better, I guess. It's like thinner, I think, in the visual, so it feels better to play with. And other than that, hopefully this guide was helpful. I tried to keep this short and sweet. Tried to give as much information as possible. Other than this guide, I do recommend just watching my Nidalee videos, because I do actually explain a lot more stuff in my games, and I usually try new things, but what I've provided I think is literally just the best in my opinion. There's like a million different things you could build on Nidalee because she is so hybrid as a champion and has many different playstyles. So I tried to make this very, again, short and sweet and to the point to help you guys. So if you guys did find this useful, please make sure to hit that like button, comment down below. If you guys want to see other videos where I do combos, traps, and stuff like that, I do have my own playlist for that kind of stuff, so you guys can check those out. And hopefully I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.
They love to talk, I don't talk, I get it. Yeah, you know I'm about it, if it kill me, I'ma let it. Run into the bag like I'm so athletic. I've been up since 6, making hits like tennis. I've been on fire, I just need my credit. Wanna go far, need to change my settings. Reaching for the stars so my feet touch heaven. Haven't had first, bitch, already want seconds. Wanna be on top, popping off like a fofo. Life been going fast, I've been trying not to go slow. I just hit the gas, now I'm faded, going slow-mo. You think you gon' pass, but you tripping, that's a no-go.